So what do you think shifting to a village, buying a farmland, taking out the kids from the school and homeschooling them or unschooling them, will all of these ensure a happy life?
I think this is an idea which nowadays we have a lot in our society. That if we go somewhere else, going to a different country, to different city, to village, to city, that going somewhere else will make me happy. And then in the end you see so many people who have shifted and who are still not happy. So there's something which is deeper than that, deeper than only shifting, than only choosing different lifestyle.
Yeah. I mean, mostly we try to find solutions on outside level, and there are so many solutions available outside. Okay, like I will just go to a new country and that will help, or I will live off grid and that will help.
Or changing job, that will help,
Yeah,
doing this, doing
true.
that.
So, but the real problem I feel is like, our disconnection with our instincts, our disconnection with ourselves and the family. And there is very less, intimacy, I feel, ki you are like, you can experience with yourself. So,
Also many unprocessed traumas which we all carry, I guess.
true.
Because most of us, like, we carry so much weight in our life from our childhood, from every day, but we don't stop and reflect about it. We don't sit and quiet and just be with ourselves and understand, okay, why is all this happening? And what can I start within myself actually to change maybe?
Yeah, and that's where I feel most of the people who are stuck, and even we are trying to, to come out from that, that our childhood traumas and all the society, how it is designed, and like everything is based on money, capitalism, consumerism, and everything has a value, everything has a price, So how we can make sure that all these idea of homeschooling, unschooling, living off grid naturally is one part, and yes, it definitely helps you, okay? But the other part is you're healing mentally, you are healing mentally, you are healing your body, you are healing family, you are taking responsibility, not for only yourself, but the community which you will live in, so
Yeah, mostly our society is based a lot on blame also, or like how you were saying, like always finding a reason outside. Like my job is the one who
True.
makes me unhappy, my boss is the one, my neighbor is the one, my mom is the one.
True.
And then putting the fault also, the blame on the outside, like, okay, because of them I can't be happy, because of this. But if I will change this, then it will work.
True.
But it starts somewhere else.
I mean, if the solution is coming, or if your action, I won't even say solution, if your actions are coming out of blames, then I feel we are in the same trap. But if the solution is coming from the conscious thinking, in Hindi there is this word called Chetna. It's a very interesting word, and like, ki, if Chetna is there, if the consciousness is there, then it will flourish. Otherwise, what will happen? That you are blaming and then you are running somewhere else. Then again you are blaming that place and then you are again running. So it's a continuous, cycle which you are trapped in. And no matter like where you live, how you live, how deep in nature you live, but it will not help until and unless like the internal part is also like getting cured. And you just see like people here in villages, they are also stressed. Okay? They drink alcohol over here.
They
And,
cut old trees.
They cut trees. Yes, they they use plastic. I mean, there are so many stuff which we can talk about. Okay? So that gives us like this impression that okay, because these people are living very close to nature, but still there is this
Distance
unsatisfied this is there, like ki they are not satisfied, they want something more. So until and unless this consciousness
Is
will
not
grow,
there.
and also the the community consciousness. So
Yeah, also not only villages, but same, for example, many people who, for example, we see a lot of people, they buy resorts or they go outside, put all their money into like getting a land, and then they are stuck there and they still feel like, okay, now what will I do with this? Now how can I become happy?
True.
Now how can I get all the people to my resort? Or now how can I? So
Or
yeah,
even
it's
a
always
healing
the
center,
search
like,
of outside.
True.
And I feel that is something where we can maybe also talk about like this question, what does living naturally actually not mean? Because most of the time we talk about like, what does that mean? Or like we think of going outside, but what does it actually not mean? And I feel one important thing which it doesn't mean is this thinking, okay, just because I'm going outside, like that I can be happy, like. And just because I put my ownership there of the land or like that, now this is my land, now this is my. So there are many things which we have to consider of talking about living naturally.
Yeah, especially I want to talk about this ownership, and like because I was running forest school, and like so many lands I have changed, and so many lands I have lived on, and volunteered as well. So I've seen people who have invested so much money on their land, and they have like this dream that now finally I've earned, and now I will live peacefully in nature. And then they make this huge investment on building, on like farming and this and that, whatever, like to create this beautiful landscape, and it looks very beautiful visually from outside. But I've seen the tension which grows in them, that like how I will maintain this, what I have created, and like like now I want more and more people to come in and join me, and so there's this whole stress which is totally hidden from the people who wants to live naturally, who wants to understand the self, and like who just want to go and spend their time in nature peacefully. So
Yeah, it's a romanticized vision of like living in nature. Many people think like, okay, I'll sit under the sun and I will do my farming and it will be like a relaxed, easy life. But actually, it's also a hard life, right? And it's a lot of inner work also which you have to do.
And also, it's hard because still the ownership is there. That even if you have earned money, you are living. You were working in corporates, and then now you wanted to shift there and you build your space, okay? But still all the works are done by servants. The farmings are done by your servants, okay? So the moment that perspective of ownership comes, again the same hierarchy which we are working on, which you used to work from all your life, from school, college, your corporate, in families. So then like nothing changed, hai na? It's the same pattern which you are using, but like more now you are in the different setup. So we have to understand that living naturally doesn't mean that like that you will give the orders and some other person will work, and the transaction will be the money exchange. So
and living naturally doesn't mean like beautiful outside place or like that. Living naturally actually means like being in deep connection with your inner self, with your instincts, with knowing what my body needs, what do I actually need to be healthy.
True.
And to be balanced inside of ourselves.
Any suggestion you would like give, for example, like what people can actually practice, like before going into, or before if they are thinking to buy land, or like if they want to take out their kids from schools and like.
So I think like very little practices which you don't need any place outside very much. But for example, starting like each day or like whenever you have time, like just to take some time, maybe 20 minutes, half an hour, and just sit down with yourself and just observe like what is going on inside of me, what am I actually feeling, what are my needs right now, what are my worries, why am I feeling like this. Or another practice is, for example, going outside, walking barefoot, and really feeling like, okay, how does it feel to have all the stones under my feet? How my body is actually feeling in connection with the ground, like. So these are little practices.
Yeah, and even the choices I feel also. Ki it's instead of going to a fancy restaurant, let me try like what like to go to a community space and volunteer there. And what people are doing there.
Yeah.
Let me just check
Or
what is
invite
happening.
people to do that at home also.
True.
So these are little things like getting in real contact with yourself, or also with your kids, for example. Creating with your kids things together, telling each other stories, and like really trying to be present, like, and that can be anywhere. Like also, if you think about homeschooling or like that, like first, like, okay, you first make sure, okay, how can I do that? Like, what can I do? Not just take decision like, okay, now I'll go on the land, now I'll take my kid out of school, but first slowly step into it and like start like going into the direction.
And over here also we are trying the same stuff, like we are also experimenting with our life and understanding that what food creates what effect in our body. What if you are sitting in sun, like how your body is reacting, how your skin is reacting. Yesterday I remember like we were doing this ash bath. So that was very interesting. Like I find like it different types of baths you can take. So natural living definitely has lots and lots of benefits, but also I feel ki we should work on our inner traumas and like
Yes, that's where the real natural living actually starts.
True.
Inside of us.
Yeah. How long it will take to make this?
Maybe a few more hours.